sorry. The one thing I just want to add quickly, since you're asking if it's going to mushroom or is mushrooming, there is an organization called Citizens for McCain, and it's Democrats and independents who've come together and united to push Senator McCain's campaign forward. And in the past several weeks, 50,000 people have gone out of their way to make their presence known, their commitment known, by signing up online. So there's already 50,000 who've done it, and if 50,000 are going out of their way, just think of how many tens of thousands others there are out there just like them who haven't quite made it to the computer to log in and become member citizens for McCain. So I think there's an awful lot out there.
Yes, sir. I promised you were next.
Thank you.
This question is for Mr. Cole. You're sort of a rare breed at this convention, not only being a Democrat, but being a trial lawyer. Can you explain to us whether you see some daylight between Senator McCain's position on tort reform and so forth and that of President Bush? Because I was just doing some Googling on my BlackBerry and saw that you described President Bush's positions on these issues as very, very horrifying at one time. Do you see some daylight here that the press has not caught on to?
Maybe I can argue the case. Seriously though, Lindsey Graham has voted, who was very close to John McCain, has voted against tort reform for a long time. As a trial lawyer, we consider Lindsey Graham one of us. He has influence with John McCain. And one of the really good things about John McCain is he will listen. Now whether he's going to, I think that we can work things out. Tort reform is an issue that it's almost like guns. You're either over here, you're over there. It's never brought into the middle and really discuss the need for tort reform that doesn't wipe the system out. And I'm optimistic, especially with Graham around.
Yes,
Hi, I'm Noah Kuhn, Senior Political Correspondent with The Undertake. As to the two women who are on the stage, I have two questions for you. How was Hillary Clinton, in your mind, betrayed by the Democratic Party? So just would like some clarification on your statement there. And the second one, you said you were very involved in the grassroots out in California, and then you brought up the Iraq War. As far as I saw, there was not a lot of daylight between the withdrawal plans of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. So was that just an issue you were overlooking or were you willing to compromise on when you were supporting Hillary Clinton? Thanks.
I trusted Hillary Clinton's awareness of women's rights around the world. And that's a very, very big issue for me. And I've always felt that we here in the United States need to help other women around the world. And it's been very hard for me to see that in the media a lot of women's issues have not been talked about. And yes, there hasn't been a big difference between them.
you say what you think.
Okay. This is what I think. I think John McCain is to be trusted on dealing with the war in the correct way. I think he has the experience to deal with it and not just walk out from it. And that was something that was always a big problem for me through listening to what Barack Obama was talking about. But my trust is in John McCain, and I really liked when I read Cindy McCain's op-ed piece on when she mentioned Women for Women International and all the women around the world. And I just trust that they have that awareness far more than Barack Obama. And right now I'm in a position I have to vote for one or the other. And my person's not in the race anymore, so I'm going to go to the person with the most experience.
The betrayal issue. Many of us, as boomer women, became Democrats in our teens because we felt that the Democratic Party was going to protect and promote our interests as feminists. And all these years we have given our volunteer hours and our money and our support and have gone way out of our way to support the Democratic Party. And when all of the sexism started coming out after Iowa in force, and it was like a freight train, it just came out one thing after another, there was complete silence by the Democratic Party and also by the women's groups. And we expected them to stand up and say, wait a minute, stop, because had they done it, I don't think you'd have seen as much sexism. I just don't, because it would have stopped. But it didn't happen, and many of us see that as a complete betrayal of all the years that we have invested in the Democratic Party.
Yes, sir. And then I'll come to you.
My name is Hiro Watanabe from Japanese newspaper Sankei Shimbun. My question is about Governor Biden. Do you think is she ready to lead this country whenever something happens on the president? I want to ask this question. Some supporter also Chairman Fiorina.
Well, let me start and then ask any of these folks if they'd like to comment. So, I think the answer unequivocally is yes. I think the facts are clear that Governor Palin has made more executive decisions. By executive decisions, I mean decisions where the buck stops with her. She has made more executive decisions in her various offices than Barack Obama has made in his life. And after all, Barack Obama is voting for president, is running for president, and she is running for vice president. I also think, very candidly, that women around this country appreciate the fact, and you heard a bit of this from Cynthia and Jennifer, that a woman who understands the challenges of balancing a very demanding work life with a very demanding family life, that's a perspective and a skill at prioritization that's valuable and that shouldn't be underestimated. She has a very large and rich family, and she also has had very substantial responsibilities outside of her home. And that's quite a struggle for women all over this country to balance the demands of work and life. I think they appreciate having that perspective very close to the Oval Office.